All right,
Hey,
take it away, Daryl.
hello, everyone. Today is May 22nd. We are on episode 10 of the Three IT Guys. Myself, Daryl Alexander, and the determined and the resident guru, Jeremy Like. Shout out to our third partner, Mac Ritter. He got to get a new title soon. On tonight's episode, we got a few things we're going to cover. We're going to cover the Google Project ARA. We're going to cover the LinkedIn data breach. We're going to discuss Vagrant, and we're going to discuss how important is secondary education versus certifications in IT. And we're also going to cover the other network. And we'll save that for last for clarification. But we're going to get right off into it because Jeremy always has some action-packed stuff. He got all those subscriptions to those various IT channels and information portals and stuff. So that's why he the resident guru. So Jeremy, go ahead and take it away with your first topic.
All right. So the first thing I found, Google's I/O thing was going on this week, where they typically make a bunch of announcements. And one of the things they talked about was this Project ARA, which has previously been announced, but this is the first time they've really come out and said that it's a definite thing that's going to happen. So what it is it's a modular smartphone, and people can sort of choose their own components, and it kind of goes together like Legos. So the information that I found this week, it's coming this fall. That'd be fall of 2016 for developers, and it's supposed to be available for consumers in 2017. This is kind of interesting because it just happens that in 2017 my contract on my current phone is up, so this might be something I would consider, depending on how the reviews are on this. But this is kind of an interesting idea. It should, in theory, allow people to tinker more with their phones, and potentially have some upgradability without having to replace a whole phone. You could change out the screen and keep the rest of the guts the same, or you could put in a higher capacity battery, or change out the camera, or whatever floats your boat, I guess. There is a Wikipedia article under the Project _ARA. And so if you're interested in it, you can check it out there, or, you can go ahead and do a Google search. And over the coming months, since it's going to be released for developers in the fall, there should be more information coming on this. So one of the more interesting things I've seen lately.
So they brought a whole new terminology to BYOD, huh? Instead of bring your own device, build your own device.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, man. Developers, I might have to look into that. Probably gonna cost $2,000 as a developer to get started.
Oh, it's hard telling.
Man, that sounds nice though. A lot of people tinker with their phones anyway, rooting them and trying to extend the whatever memory they have and load stuff on it. And most people use their smartphones, any higher quality smartphones. I know a lot of my relatives that phone is their little computer. You set them in front of a laptop or a desktop, they're lost. But give them a phone and they can navigate the world.
Wow. Or so they think.
Right. Man,
it's not our fault if they're functioning with delusions,
Yeah, man. Okay, and so that's with Google, and once again, he cited you can check it out on the wikipedia.org/wiki/project_ARA. ARA. I'm gonna
Yep.
man, we might have to toy with that, man. Seriously. Sounds interesting. And with that, on to my first topic. How important is secondary education, collegiate academic versus certifications in IT? Well, recently, well, not recently, since my start in IT, I started off in a associate's program for web design at a school I won't mention. And the school required you to do the core curriculum for the associate's degree before you actually started working on your actual classes for your degree for the field you was
Which
in.
is typical.
Yeah.
That's typical.
So, you know, I'm taking all these diversity classes, math, writing, some type of social science and biology class. And I'm like, wow, it's crazy. So get off into IT. Now, I looked up a couple of different things. I'm all for people furthering their education, especially GED and high school people. Your GED in high school is probably going to keep you at a job level right under the poverty line with at least 15 to 20 years of hard work, and you might become internal management and be somebody's pet. If you don't further your education, you might forget having a nice life. You might forget trying to do something. Now, with that said, everyone's not an academic. Some people are hands-on. That's what the vocational trades are. So the vocational trades bring about certifications, whether you're a mason, electrician, a painter, a welder, whatever. So you got these certifications versus these degrees. Now, what I've seen is, especially in my city where I live, which is outside of Jersey City, I've seen people going to college just for the sake of getting a degree in a worthless field, a field that they got to either be top of the class to make a life out of that, a career out of that. When people take business management classes and you got to go work 20 years and then all your stuff irrelevant because they update the curriculum like every 2-3 years. You know, if you're gonna take a academic route, associates, bachelors, masters, doctorates, do it in something that's getting money. Do it in something you're gonna be able to make a life and a career out of. It's so many people that have degrees that's underemployed or not employed. Social workers. Do we need any more of those, Jeremy?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe if we ship them all down to Detroit, they could make a difference.
Wow. But in IT, the certifications for sure is what's getting the higher pay rate. Computer systems analysis average medium salary that was listed like for 2013 off the latest data was $68,811. That's for an associate's degree. Then you look at Amazon Web Services, AWS. The top 5 of those average over 100K a year just for the certification. And in most times, even in my case, it was quick for me to get into the IT field and get eligible for certifications, industry standard certifications, than to do 24 months at college, in an academic college, and only get half the IT education I would need for the certification.
Right.
And that's crazy. I would have did 24 months at the junior college and only would have been prepared. Right now, I'm fully prepared to take a couple different tests or certifications. So, but you got Amazon Web Services, Solutions Architect. $125K a year. Certified Risk and Information Systems Control, $122,000. Certified Information Security Manager, $122,000. Certified Information System Security Professional, $121,000. You got several Cisco certifications. All of those are over $100,000. Certified Ethical Hacker, $103,000. Now that baffles me. Side note, I see all the man, what was that term you used last episode? Not kitty hackers.
Script kitties?
Huh?
Script kitties?
Script kitties, right. They rather play around with some open source junk and not know all the ins and out of actual IT and possibly catch a case and go to prison than to actually go ahead, get the certification and make $103,000 a year to do what they like to do. That's crazy. Then you got you got one for VM Certified Professional 5, Data Center Virtualization. That's $99K a year. And these certifications, especially if you're taking a course like I took, which was a basic entry level into IT on a lot of separate fronts: hardware, software, security, networking, routing, switches. So if I just want to study a little bit harder and take the Cisco exams, any of them, I have the base knowledge for it. If I want to take an information security exam, I have the base knowledge, and now I just go ahead and build on that. If I want to take the VMware, I played with it. It wasn't offered in the course I had, but it's offered in the higher. Is it still offered in the associate course, Jeremy?
The virtualization course is, but that they're rewriting it at some point, I believe.
And there's one on here that caught my eye, the Six Sigma Green Belt. Now I have a sibling that's a Six Sigma Green Belt, and all his jobs over 100K. One of my Dale Carnegie, he's not a GA, he's a facilitator. He's a Six Sigma Black Belt.
Really?
Yeah. And I checked the course out, and it's an analytics course, and they have like a 98% guaranteed passing rate, but it's a lot of numbers. But yeah, just having that's $103,000 a year. So while it's very important to, as a young person, even as an older person, I'm an older person, if you want to figure out, do I want to go academic or do I want to go certification? If you got a vocation that you're good at, go ahead and get certified in. I see these guys, bootleg welders, bootleg bricklayers and masons, and all they do is got to go get certified. Even people that refurbish houses. I know in the state we live in, it's like a $300 3-day course you got to take, and you'll be a certified contractor.
Right.
They rather make $8 fixing up somebody's house and go blow it on tennis shoes and sounds. I don't know. But it's very important that a person sit back and say where I want to go and which route can I take to get me there and make me the most money. Sometimes time is not a factor, and you can go the extended 2-year, 4-year college and higher. Sometimes you may not have that time, and you need to go ahead and crash it out and take a accelerated course. So either way, you got to sit back and say, what do I need? And then when you do take anything like a vocation, especially in IT, see what certifications are relevant. See what the industry standard is. See which route you want to go in. I can get the industry standard and say I want to go into security. Then I'll be knocking down Jeremy's door. But say I want to go into virtualization. That's what I will build my certifications around, virtualization. So when I put this certification on my resume, it'll pop. That is something that's very key that's missing, because people, even where you work at, you know, a lot of people thought they wanted to do gaming and thought coming there they were gonna get into gaming, and
Right.
had nothing to do with gaming. Now, had they did a little research, then they would have found out where they need to go for learning how to game or build games or code games and whatever, but they didn't. So do your due diligence on finding out what the industry standard is, which route you want to go, what certifications you need. You know, me or Jeremy, we don't need certification to be a certified XP OS operator. For what? You ain't like that, Jeremy?
Certified XPOS operator.
Right.
You're talking about Windows XP?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Right. Or you could be a certified what was that telephone call? Slips my mind. Anyway, people, make sure. So further your education, but understand why you furthered it. Make sure it gets you where you need to be for a secure financial future. Anything you want to add, Jeremy?
Okay, so are these annual salaries you list, are these specific to Michigan or are these national averages?
National.
Okay. So what I would caution people to do, one of the things I would caution people to do, although we've got 0 viewers, so this will be later on when they're listening, I guess. Do your own research and find what the salary for these titles would be in the state you're living in or the state you want to be moving to, because it's not going to be the same across the country. So it may help you make a decision on, you know, what you want to specialize in, if you're living in a state that the average salary for that position is lower than the national average. I know Michigan tends to be lower, but that's not true in all cases. And this does fluctuate. So, you know, do your research before you put down your hard-earned money on the voucher for a certification exam. The other thing that I think should go hand in hand with your efforts to get education is to find a mentor, find somebody that's already working in the area, and, you know, talk to them about what your plans are, and don't necessarily let them steer you in a completely different direction, but you know that you can bounce ideas off from that person, and, you know, get somebody that you trust that'll give you a straight answer. And if they aren't exactly in the area that you want to specialize in, see if they have any contacts that are in an area closer to where you want to go. You never know. A little networking with people, human networking, can go a long way. And you know, yeah, there are a lot of components that go into the decision making in something like this, whether it's education or certifications or what have you. But I guess that's just a couple things to keep in mind.
That's good. Cool. All right. Thank you for your input, Mr. Guru. Guru is us. And on to your second topic, which is, oh my Lanta, the business social circle has been breached. Who left the gate open?
That's right. All right. Switch this back over to me. Okay. While we wait for the article load up, So if you're familiar with LinkedIn, it is the professional social networking site. Although it seems to have gotten a little bit less professional in the last 6 months or so. A lot of Facebook-like posts going up I'm seeing from different people. Anyways, there was an article this week about the data breach. The article is posted over at threatpost.com. So this data breach happened in 2012. And according to the article, there were 117 million accounts that were allegedly compromised on this. So let's give you some highlights of this. So the LinkedIn has taken a counterattack. So apparently the people that have the account credentials are trying to sell those, and LinkedIn had its lawyers serve a cease and desist order, alleging that this other company is in violation of California's Computer Fraud and Abuse Act because it is, quote, illegally copying and displaying LinkedIn members' information, unquote, without their consent. So yeah, this is the latest in a series of sites and other businesses that have been compromised. And, you know, sometimes the stuff ends up out there for free. Sometimes people try to sell it. It's, you know, kind of a wake-up call. If anybody that's on LinkedIn, maybe now would be a good time to change your password. Maybe make it a little bit more secure. Your password than the stuff they got for 2012. If you haven't changed your password in the last 4 years, the information they have from 2012 would be less valuable for sure. So according to CoreLogic security analysis of the alleged LinkedIn breach data, it believes the entire database is real. An analysis revealed that the LinkedIn database contains 164,590,819 unique email addresses and 177,500,189 unsalted SHA-1 passwords with unique hashes. So, yeah, interesting information. But yes, if you've got a link, consider this a wake-up call. Change your password. Put an item on your calendar. Change it in another 2 months. You know, start changing your passwords in general more frequently. If you do that, you're less likely to be hit with something like this. And for the love of Pete, make sure that your passwords for all your sites are not the same thing. So
they still do that?
There are a lot of people that still do that. I actually overheard people at work the other day saying that, you know, whatever they set their password to, they end it in a number, and when they have to change their password, they just increase the number by 1.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
So, yeah, I guess that's my second topic. Again, it's kind of interesting and kind of sad at the same time that, you know, a site that has tried to be useful for people, that, you know, somebody would actually take the time and hack it just because. You know, I wish people would spend their time a little bit more productively. If you want to work in security, set up a virtual lab at home. It's not that expensive anymore to buy equipment that'll let you run multiple virtual machines. You know, there's just not the excuse for this kind of stuff that there once was. Wow. And, you know, now that things have gotten a little more sophisticated than, you know, they were 20 years ago, for instance, and that the fact that the laws are far more comprehensive than they were 20 years ago, when, you know, like Kevin Mitnick was doing his stuff. Maybe it's closer to 25 years ago, but regardless, you know, if you get caught, you know, refer to what they say about white collar resorts versus the federal pound you in the you-know-where prisons that they talk about in Office Space. Yeah. So I don't recommend it. You know, do it in a controlled environment that's not connected to the outside world, and, you know, practice all your security techniques. You know, build stuff, break into it, but do it in a controlled environment. You're not going to hurt anybody. You're not going to get in any trouble. The techniques that are used themselves are not illegal by any stretch. It's when you use it against somebody that's not suspecting it or expecting it, then you're opening up a whole can of worms. And yeah, I hope you look good in orange.
Orange is the new black.
I don't know about that.
I'm just woo. All right, so that's a head up, and please take full note as to change your passwords. Change them often. This is one of the best known methods of stopping people from hacking your stuff.
Yeah,
man,
absolutely.
All right, thanks for that update. I've changed my LinkedIn several times, just simply because I forgot it. Man, I make complex passwords and forget it, and then be like, oh man.
So this is where I should insert a shameless plug for LastPass. No, they're not a sponsor. Yes, I do use the product. Yes, it's worth every penny.
There you have it. Disclaimer, but nice shout out.
Right. Like I said, shameless plug.
Yep. All right. On to my second topic. My second topic is the other network. Jeremy has the upper hand on y'all. The other network. I'm not talking about your home IT network. I'm not talking about your home network. I'm not talking about your business network. I'm talking about your social network. How can you be a person in any profession, and you at work all professional and stuff, and then you get out of work and you go home, and now you want to be with the nefarious ones. Now you want to be in the network of the people that ain't going nowhere. Now you want to be networking with people that is not in the same boat as you. That's crazy. The social network, your social groups, clubs, like-minded individuals, all that plays an important part in your career, in your professional life. in my IT career, I network a lot. And by me understanding that IT is everywhere, I network some everywhere, but only with business professionals, only with professional people. I don't have time to network with the people that think that working at GM for 25 years under the labor law contract and they're going to be rich and well off the rest of their life. I'm good on that. And disclaimer, GM, I just mentioned it, pulled it out there. But your social groups, lately, me, the Guru, and Mac, we started with one little group, and come to find out, man, there's tons of IT groups on all different fronts in my local area. Web developers, coders, inventors. Me and Jeremy is part of a group, Mobile Mondays. There's tons of people in various IT fields, and all you do is got to just look up, find one. I don't know how far Meetup reaches, MEETUPS, but it's a site where you can like Pinterest, or you throw in your interest and it connects you to people that's in the same interest. But you got all types of social media. Another thing that was pointed out at an IT gathering me and the Guru was at is Facebook. Employers looking at your Facebook. You're going to apply for a 100K job. Your professional resume is slapping. It's thick and robust. Your education and certifications are nice. And your Facebook, you got some, you sitting on the porch with 40 ounces and a gun. Right. It's very important how you network, who you network with, and how you socialize. Now, if you want to be a thug and a killer, more power to you. Do that. That's your business. Leave me out of it. But you can't be trying to walk both sides of the line. And it's not that, well, if I don't be a thug around my friends, I don't lose my credibility. You're supposed to be trying to bring your friends up with you into the academic, educational, man, it's time out for the stuff. Get serious. What you going to do in 15 years? You got 3 kids, 2 kids. Do they got college education trust funds? Do they got both parents in their life? That's a real issue now. What you do in your networking is up to you. Who you allow in your network is up to you. And don't be afraid to tell somebody, we on 2 different paths. I'm good. And go about your business. A lot of people are scared to say no to people like, they lost a lifelong friend. I'd rather lose somebody at the beginning than to have them sabotage me for the next 10 years along the path I'm trying to get to. So it's very important. That's the other network that I'm talking about. That's the other part of life that is going to help you succeed on your path to making a career, making a home, and having financial stability. Your thoughts, Jeremy?
No, I think you covered that one pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think this kind of goes hand in hand with, like-minded individuals. A mentor would fall under this category.
Yes.
It's you can only go so far and learn so much in isolation.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, you're going to have to take the knowledge that you may feel so very strong about, that something inside and out, and you need to be around other people that also know that stuff. Excuse me. And then you may find out, oh, there's 1 or 2 areas that I really need to work on.
Yep. Been there.
You can only go so far in isolation, and you're going to have to get out there and be a little social and, get in a setting where you're going to be talking about stuff And, it could be as simple as just, talking about your interests, and, you never know where things might go from there. So yeah, I definitely think that's an important thing. And, it's also important, once you guys do get into a job, make sure you're taking some vacation time every now and then, just so you can decompress from the daily BS that goes around in anybody's job. IT is no different than, if you're a social worker or a cop or whatnot. You're still going to be around people that are going to be on some BS, and you're just going to have to get away and decompress from that a little bit, for your own sanity, because we don't need people that are working professionals raising little serial killers.
Right.
So kids are more observant than what a lot of parents even give them credit for. And there are things that grown adults could be doing to keep their kids from becoming little thugs and doing stupid crap.
Yeah.
So, don't think just of yourself when you off and decompress from the realities of your day-to-day job. Think about the impact that it might be having on your family, your kids, anybody around you, and, just take a step back, decompress, go get a massage, go spend some time on the beach. If you're Daryl, you probably go to a strip club. I don't know, but take some time off.
Wow.
Take some time off and decompress however best works for you.
I want to touch on something too that you said that I should have touched on in my previous topic on the education. That self-taught. It's in my notes. Self-taught lessons. I see a lot of people do take some online free courses or paid courses or whatever and learn stuff in the self-language. But like Jeremy said, it's only so much you can teach yourself. Then you got to be shown the best method or the industry standard method by somebody that's been in that profession for a while, a mentor or a teacher that know what they talking about, because stuff can get real hectic. I'm so glad that I didn't go the path of just trying to self-teach myself IT, and went on ahead and got the basic education, because I understand like 1,000 times more. I'm able to read articles and know what they're talking about. Sometimes I still gotta look up different acronyms or whatever, because I'm not familiar in that section. So, just have a limit to that self-taught stuff. If everybody could self-teach themselves everything, it wouldn't be no potatoes in the world. But there's plenty of potatoes, billions of them.
Right.
Okay. I just wanted to backtrack.
No, I think that was good, because it's that there are so many people out there that are under this impression that they think they know everything, and then you get a bunch of, a lot scared straight. You've got back. You've got 60 days in, where people are volunteering to go into jails and whatnot.
Right.
You've got all this stuff that in some way reward being dumbasses.
Yeah.
Thank you, Red Foreman. People had a role model like Red Foreman threatening to put a foot in their ass every now and then. Maybe there would be fewer people, and there wouldn't be the jail and prison overcrowding, and you know, we would have a little bit more productive society in general. But you know, the state of what's on TV, you know, it does reflect society as a whole.
Yeah.
And I don't like the direction that a lot of this programming is going. I mean, sure, Orange is the New Black might be entertaining, but man, you know, I've had several people point out to me how unrealistic that is. And you know, then you got shows like Cops that have been on TV for what, 25 years. Yeah. And you know, it seems like all they're showing over and over again is you know, well, let's pick on this minority or that minority in this episode tonight, and you know, or pick on this redneck white person, and you know, it's a sad state if that is truly reflective of our American society in 2016. Well, a little bit of a tangent, but
you get to vote for your home biscuit, Donald Trump, in November. But your next topic.
Oh hell no! Best meme. Speak your presidential campaign. I saw the best meme on Facebook this week. It had a picture of Red Foreman from the 70s show. That 70s show. It said Red Foreman for president. And his campaign slogan was a beer in every hand and a foot in every ass.
Wow.
That was good.
That's that social media. Man, oh man. All right. You was gonna do a demo that you postponed. I ain't gonna tell them they gotta watch the next episode to see the demo. But we are gonna give them an insight as to what the demo is gonna be about.
Well, there was a couple reasons I chose to do this. One, because the demo, I tried to run through it earlier this afternoon and it wasn't going quite right, and I didn't have time to troubleshoot the whole thing. But the other reason is I thought if we gave a teaser, then it would give people a chance to go get the stuff themselves, and if they wanted to start playing with it, or at least have it ready so they could follow along during the next episode when we do the demo, you know, we can they can follow along, and you know, they won't be completely lost with the terminology and whatnot we're throwing around. So the software that I'm going to talk about is called Vagrant. And like I said, the demo, we will do that next week. So let's start off simple. What is Vagrant? Well, this is how their website describes it. Vagrant is a tool for building complete development environments with workflow and focus on automation. Vagrant lowers development environment setup time, increases development and production parity, and makes the, quote, works on my machine, unquote, excuse a relic of the past. So what this amounts to, translated into plain English, is it's a wrapper around several tools that allow you to quickly and easily set up virtual machines for, you know, some sort of development or testing, or, you know, whatever you want to do with them. So it runs on Linux, OS X, and Windows. So there's a nice thing there. And like I said, it helps you spin up virtual environments. And out of the box, it supports using VirtualBox, which is, again, available on Linux, OS X, and Windows. It supports Hyper-V, which is Windows only. And it supports Docker. which is available on Linux and coming soon to Windows Server 2016 later this year. So now, where this gets more interesting is knowing that Windows Server and Windows 10 as well, you will have the option to install the Bash shell, which is the command line environment that is already found on Linux and OS X. You will be able to install that on Windows. And with that will come support for SSH. So not only do you have a common command line environment now on Windows, but you also have the ability to remote into it the same way that you could with a Linux or OS X box. So this opens up some interesting possibilities. So, for instance, you would be able to set up a script to have it connect to another machine and provision and launch a virtual machine. And in theory, and hopefully soon in practice, it will work the same across all three platforms, which is something that is pretty appealing if you're doing website development, if you're doing really any kind of development work that would get deployed on or inside of a virtual machine on one of these platforms. So that's the basics on Vagrant. Their website is vagrantup, as all one word, .com. So vagrantup.com. The software is free. And yeah, it's been around for a while. They're on version 1.8. Looking at their website right now, they've got some fairly, a few fairly big names on their trusted by list. Discuss, which handles, commenting on a lot of sites. Mozilla, the BBC, Expedia.com, O'Reilly, Nature.com, and Nokia all use Vagrant. So it's interesting, and you could start with something and just use VirtualBox with the Vagrant front end, command line front end to it to set up your virtual boxes. But then if you got into doing containers with Docker, it would be fairly trivial to change your configuration and be able to launch it in Docker instead. So it does open up some possibilities. For me, it's kind of another interesting tool to play with. I don't have a production plan for this at this point in time. But one thing I like to do is learn new tools that are interesting to me, and a lot of times this has led to opportunities to put my knowledge into practice. So anyways, that's Vagrant in a nutshell, and we will be doing a demo on that next week on the 3IT Guys podcast.
Nice.
Daryl, questions, comments?
No, because I'll be over your way later this week on my VM, spinning up Vagrant after I install it and everything. Yeah, I'm gonna play with that. I just want to reiterate that, especially for those people that networking, you on your phone, look up your local social networks. They all got them. Something similar to Facebook, something similar to LinkedIn. On the business tip, on the hobby tip, whatever. Look it up. Change the world.
Yep.
Be the change you wish to see. Gandhi said that. So, you can't, you can't be half-assing in life. Go get it.
Right.
And that's all I got to say on that.
Well, let's see. You're getting really deep on us. You quoted Gandhi, so I guess I
Oh,
should. I guess I should play along and throw in an Einstein quote. Einstein defined defined insanity as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
exactly.
So think on that one for a little while, people. Just because something worked for you in the past doesn't mean continuing to do it is going to work for you in the future.
Correct, Amundo.
So,
all right, with that, shout out to all our little network. Our third guy, Mac Ritter. Shout out to the Fledge, those fellas out there. You, Jeremy, you got any shout outs?
shout out to the potato himself, Ryan Martin.
Hey, potato, yeah, potato.
You know, he's probably going to kill us now for calling him potato on the air, but hey.
Yeah, we're gonna get him the guest on here real soon. He's gonna be a guest speaker.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting. We got to be careful about what we let him talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if we keep the topics general enough, then he could probably chime in on a few things, or the types of potatoes he's run into at his work or whatever. So, but on that note, I guess we'll sign off for tonight, and we'll see you same time, same place next week.
Yep, this is Darryl Alexander, the Guru, Jeremy Light. We signing off, the 3 IT guys. Peace.
See ya.